Hello and welcome to this Newshour special edition. We are going right up to the next 3.5 hours, and tonight it's Manifesto versus Manifesto. And I'm going to start off by shooting about 10 questions in some time. But before I were to do that, there are two choices in the way that we look at manifestos. If you were to look at the BJP manifesto, you can divide it into two parts. You can look at the controversial parts of the manifesto on how they have handled contentious Hindutva issues such as the Ram Mandir. You can look at how they talk about Article 370. You can look at how they talk about the Uniform Civil Code. You can look at their references to what they are going to do in terms of making India a natural home, in their words, for persecuted Hindus, and they shall be welcome to seek refuge here. Is that a reference, almost a cross-reference to India as some kind of a Hindu state? Now, there are those issues. And on the other side, there are the other parts of the manifesto, which deal with issues such as food security, FDI, subsidies, employment, center-state relations, manufacturing, the neo-middle class, industrial growth, foreign direct investment. These are also critical. So let's begin by putting this question to all of our viewers. Can we look at one and not look at the other? I don't think so. I think there needs to be an equal emphasis on both, because in this country, economics cannot happen without politics. And when it comes to the real formation of a government after the 16th of May, if the BJP gets far short of 272, its position on political issues will determine whether the glue sticks with the allies. So what we are going to do is that in the course of the next 2 hours leading up to the Newshour prime time at 9 p.m, we're going to begin by looking at the politically relevant and contentious issues between 7 to 8. We have a debate on that lined up. And then we are going to open this up to looking at the other parts of the manifesto post 8 p.m. So that's the way we are going to look at it. But broadly speaking, here are the headlines. And Sitaram Yechury is going to be my first guest. I can see put him on the screen there. Sitaram Yechury. Put on a smile, Mr. Yechury. It's only a BJP manifesto.
Yes, of course, it's there.
I thought you are not worried about the BJP not having a presence in Bengal. Are you worried about them having a presence in Kerala? Perhaps.
Not at all. I'm not worried about anything. I mean, when it's a fight, it will be a fight.
Okay. Well, first we have Sitaram Yechury there with us. Sitaram Yechury, would you compliment the BJP today for the fact that on the Ram Mandir issue, they just have a perfunctory reference. They don't even have a more detailed reference. So on contentious issues of Hindutva, the BJP hardly makes a reference. You should be welcoming it.
No, hardly. I mean, I don't know what reading you've given to the BJP manifesto. Now, number one, you see, this entire thrust they are trying to say is development oriented. No, please understand that the manifesto is all about telling the fine print about what is your vision. How are you going to achieve it? There is not one detail in the manifesto. No, slogan mongering. That is not the objective of the manifesto.
Slogan mongering on what? I find when I look at their manifesto, the manifesto to be far more detailed than the Congress party on all the critical issues. You can mention one.
No, tell me. I mean, forget the comparison with the Congress party. That's not my job. You please do your fighting there. But the point is, if you want to say that we want to develop a resurgent India, how? You know the resource constraints before the country. You tell us from where resources are going to be mobilized. How are you going to allocate them? How are you going to build all this infrastructure you're talking about?
But that's a negative approach. You know, we can have.
No, not a negative. I'm sorry. That's not a negative approach at all.
No. If they have,
please, if you want to be fair and honest, please understand.
No, if
you want to say this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to achieve, I'll tell you how I'm going to go ahead doing it. No,
if they say we are going to make India a hub for cost competitive, labor intensive mass manufacturing, and they have also specified what is your objection?
How are you going to do it? That is my objection.
Well, they have clearly said take steps for interest rate rationalization, a clear tax policy to remove uncertainty, create investor confidence. This is fairly specific.
No, it is not. What is this investor confidence? Unless you can be a manufacturing hub only if there is a market to sell your products, no? Where is that market? Your global economy. No, hang on.
Well,
your global
we have the largest middle class in the country. Now you say we don't have a market.
Who is telling you why is the Indian manufacturing today struggling at minus 0.1%
because of what the UPA government has done. Because of their inability to implement.
What is it done? How? Again, don't talk this rhetoric, please. Yeah, if you want to really see a revival of industrial and manufacturing growth, there has to be a market where you can sell it. Neither are you expanding your domestic market. The world market, there's very little you can do. If you want really to forget a hub, if you want to really start growing, you concentrate on developing your domestic market. What is one measure?
My point to you, my point to you, Mr. Yechuri, is
no. Tell me,
my reading of the manifesto.
Tell me,
my reading of the manifesto is that.
Tell me one measure.
No. There are several measures on industrial. It's.
Tell me.
Which subject? Which particular subject are you looking at?
Which is the one that is expanding? Which is the one that is expanding your domestic market?
Well, industrial growth. A conducive, enabling environment created, making doing business in India easy, cutting red tape, single window clearance, environmental clearance, global hubs of manufacturing, revival of the micro and small medium scale enterprises. These are, now how specific do you want a manifesto to get?
How? No, the point is, does the manifesto even recognize the basic problem?
But
it does not.
Of course it recognizes the problem.
Basic problem in it. No, what is the problem?
No, what is the problem
According
in your
to you
view?
Is the paralysis. No, you remove the paralysis. What is the basic?
No,
problem?
let me identify a problem and you give me the solution. Let me put one simple thing for you. Right? Now let me for example talk about industrial growth, which is your favorite subject, and I'll tell you what is your problem if the BJP give me one specific point in the BJP manifesto on industrial growth that you have a problem with.
I'll tell you what. Industrial growth cannot happen unless there is a market to absorb what you produce. If you have the domestic market shrinking because of the continuous burdens on the people, if you have a global market that is stagnant because of the stagnation in the world economy and world trade, in fact declining global trade, what is this talk about industrial growth? Well, you can join them in selling dreams, but But the point is, when you're talking of manifesto, you have to say where are you creating the demand for you to grow?
Well, there is
How are you going to do that?
First of all, Mr. Yechuri, when the economy shrinks, when manufacturing does not grow, when jobs disappear as they've happened in the UPA government, then the domestic market shrinks. Right? When the manufacturing grows, when the economy revives, when there is greater foreign investment also and Indian investment does not grow abroad, then you will create jobs, you will create a market, your interest rates will come down, your EMIs will go down. Mr. Yechuri, my point to you is...
If you don't mind, may I, Mr. Goswami, if you don't mind,
yes,
just
Mr.
request
Yechuri.
you for a brief refresher course in economics. No, you see, mere sentiment is not going to bolster your market. You see, you have to sell what you produce.
I thought you'd be happy.
Unless you expand the purchasing power of the Indian people, you're not. Tell me one measure that the manifesto has suggested to expand the domestic market, expand the purchasing capacity of the Indian people.
But Mr. Yechuri, thank you for saying that I'm trying to give you a refresher course in economics. I wouldn't dare to. But if I simply feel that you have not read the manifesto in terms of what it has said on employment. You have not read about. For example, when they are saying that they are going to transform employment exchanges into career centers, when they are looking at incubating entrepreneurship, facilitating credit and given details of the same, when they are looking at focus on job creation and entrepreneurship, asset creation and not just dole, which the UPA is providing now, unless you've made up your mind and you feel what the UPA was doing is right.
No, 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 no. Hang on. The rural employment guarantee scheme was our suggestion. We have talked of the asset creation, that they are not doing it is precisely been our critique of it. And please, if the BJP is honest, they will tell you they were not in favor of this sort of a scheme. It's a waste of money. Now you're talking of asset creation. You tell me how.
Mr. Yechuri, simple point. I'll tell you how. Because you repeatedly. I believe that if you revive manufacturing in this country, I believe that if you revive manufacturing in this country, just a minute, by a host of schemes. Some schemes are specified by the Congress, some schemes are specified by the BJP. If you revive, your manufacturing sector, which was what the government wanted to do 2 years back but failed, then you'll create jobs. Then you'll increase incomes for the middle class. Then you'll create your market. But you can't have this approach saying you do nothing at all.
Stop it. No. Please tell me, how are you going to do that? Well, unless you expand
haven't you seen that in the manifesto?
You cannot do that.
Haven't you? For example,
I have. That's why I'm telling you.
Okay, one point. Clear
that
tax
is what
policy.
I'm telling you.
I'll tell you.
For heaven's sake.
No, 1 second. Interest rate rationalization, a clear tax policy. This is what investors.
What does that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean?
It means removing uncertainty.
What does it mean?
It means removing uncertainty for an investor.
And uncertainty you
Labor
okay, you invest what the investor produces. No. What the please answer the question before you jump to another one. What will the investor do with his investment if there's nobody to buy what he produces?
But then we are in a chicken and egg situation, Mr. Yechuri. Then we are caught in this mindset issue.
I'm sorry. That same problem that the UPA suffers, the BJP manifesto also suffers.
Okay, so
they only think that by a subjective factor of a better, friendly, and investor friendly.
Okay, one last question. Sitaram Yechuri.
My dear, you require a market to develop.
I know, Mr. Yechuri, but if you require a market, you have to have some revival, Mr. Yechuri, some absence of policy. Why is the market disappeared?
That is what.
The market disappeared because of policy paralysis.
Exactly. No, the market disappeared because of a host of factors, including policy paralysis. I'm not defending that. But the point is, unless you have public investments, generate employment, give people money to spend, what India requires today, if you really want, it requires a new deal.
Okay, Mr. Yechuri.
Neither the BJP nor the Congress has got the courage to say that.
Well, Mr. Yechuri, I'll see which side you're going to be on and how close you will be with the Congress after they left. Because a little bird tells me nowadays, a person called Sitaram Yechuri is getting a lot of phone calls from the Congress and all other parties. No, Mr. Yechuri.
No, it is not. It is not. Your phone tapping is not efficient.
Well, that's on a lighter note.
So all that I can say.
Mr. Yechuri, what we'll do is, I asked this question to, by the way, I asked this question to Murli Manohar Joshi. I told him, Mr. Joshi, open yourself to a debate. And I told him, I'll get one of your fiercest critics and get you on a debate. So what I'm going to do is, if you accept it, then I'm going to ask Murli Manohar Joshi to come on a debate with you. And let's have this before the election is over. Sitaram Yechuri, for now, I think that will be a good...
On a mutually agreed date?
Yes. You're open to it.
Surely. Okay. Most welcome. Most welcome.
So Sitaram Yechuri, I've successfully provoked you this evening. Thank you for joining me on the Newshour Direct this early evening and opening up to the debate on the politics of the manifesto. Vani Tripathi Tikku, she's joining us from the BJP. Navika Kumara, political editor. Deepak Amin of the Congress Party. Shahid Siddiqui. By the way, Sitaram Yechuri, you want to go or you want to just hear one response, how the BJP responds to you? Madhukar Jaitley, I know you avoid TV debates. You don't like them nowadays. But Vani Tripathi, you saw that? You have anything to say before we move to the politics? No.
I don't avoid TV debates at all. But Arnab, you unfortunately have gotten away from debate. It's only a statement-making exercise. No, if you want a meaningful debate, have 2-3 people will debate.
Mr. Yechuri,
and we have done it so often in the past.
Fine.
For a change, get back to past habits, they're good,
Yeah, they're all reasonable people on the panel today. One response, she's raising her hand. Vani, yes, please.
For all the respect that I have for Mr. Yechuri and of course his great, lessons of economics. We have learned so much seeing senior parliamentarians, senior politicians like Mr. Yechuri. I have great respect for him. But what saddens me in his response is that, one, he seriously has not read the manifesto of the Bharatiya Janata Party very carefully. When he talks about job creation and creation of a market, he should remember that it's policy paralysis and a corrupt government for the last decade or so, which has not led to employment, has not led to equal opportunities of development for the people. What the BJP has promised today is a development agenda which is very, very clear, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Saath. And it would have been heartening to know that Mr. Yechuri, minus the politics and the party that he belongs to, would have at least embraced this development agenda as a development agenda for the country.
Now, I must say, he didn't agree to come on a debate.
Probably
he didn't agree to come on a debate.
No, hang on. Let me just make one point, Mr. Goswami. May I?
Yes, please.
You see, again, declaration of statements. This is what the manifesto has said. So why are you not happy? No, all I'm asking you is, manifesto is about telling me how you are going to achieve what you're stating. Now the point very simply is this, Mr. Goswami. The point is that if you want to expand the domestic demand, you require massive doses of public investments. Now, this is what the New Deal was all about. That is what I was saying, that India requires a new deal.
Okay.
And
understood.
This is where I think both are failing.
Yeah.
Now, unless you have that massive doses of public investment, generate employment, give people the money to buy, this market
we are now
can only be
now we'll go back to the economic part of the debate. Sitaram Yechuri, at that point, I let you go. And in the promise that I will get you back with Murli, Manohar, Joshi soon. Sitaram Yechuri, good to see you on this Newshour debate. And no, I don't make only statements, Mr. Yechuri. I completely contest that. I make short statements, I admit, but you make so many statements that I'm allowed to have some of my own. Please. Now, may I only request you to return back to the old Arnav Goswami who would actually discuss issues. There is only one Arnav.
That will do a lot of good.
Well, Mr. Yechuri, I began my career in 1996 asking you questions outside the CPM headquarters. There was one Arnav then and one now. Sitaram Yechuri, thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. She is accusing me of personality transformation. Absolutely incorrect. Deepak Amin, Vani Tripathi, Madhukar Jetli, Shahid Siddiqui, my first question is to you. Then I'll open this up. Now, my first question is, let me actually put that to Navika. I'll outsource the analysis to her. I find, Navika, that the BJP has abridged all the references to Ram Mandir, 370, Uniform Civil Code, etc. to the basic minimum. You agree with that? Do you think so?
You're asking
Absolutely.
me
it's on page 41 that you see the mention of the Ram Mandir and other issues which they've classified as cultural heritage issues to the last page of the manifesto. In fact, the first 40 pages deal with the roadmap. Now, Mr. Sitaram Yechuri was extremely critical of no details in the roadmap.
That's right.
The fact is that this is a manifesto, it's not a budget document. It's in a budget document, there would be funds provided. Here, obviously, a government which has not come to power cannot give you the funds that it would require. But having said that, they've given indications of what they will do, how they will increase the purchasing power.
No, one second, one minute. Let's not go. What's a Ram Mandir? Ram Mandir, they abridged it to the bare minimum. Shahid Siddiqui, you agree?
Yes, absolutely. I think they have put all these divisive and contentious issues on the back burner. Hinduism is only tokenism, like the Congress has been, practicing tokenism with Muslims. BJP is now practicing tokenism with Hindus.
Then why have it at all? Remove it.
Just there because yes.
Then why have it at all? Remove it.
Yes or no?
No, but why have the reference at all? Remove it completely.
Because it's like a ritual. It's like a ritual which has to continue. We Indians believe in a lot of rituals which we know that are of no use.
So you say the Ram Mandir reference is the ritual?
That is Indian tradition, Indian culture.
Why?
So let it be there. I don't have a problem
1999.
with that. My problem is the doables, and I feel that this is quite a doable, quite pragmatic manifesto. We were fearing much more. Muslims were fearing
no. In
something like a
1999,
Hindu Rashtra or something will come out, but it has not come. So that way it is a positive. It's a positive document, and let's welcome it.
Positive because they abridged it. One. Second, what you said, it's a complete compulsion. They just started making a reference to it. I'd like to remind you, in 1999, there was no mention of Ram Mandir. Am I correct, Deepak Amin? 1999, the
Yes.
NDA document had no reference of Ram Mandir. No reference. So they could have done the same thing now.
They did in 1998 though.
They did in 1998. They did in 2004. They reduced it in 2004. But in 2014, they have just one sentence. Are you happy or disappointed that Ram Mandir reference is just one sentence? Deepak Amin of the Congress.
There is nothing
They
to
are
be happy or
disappointed.
distressed about it, Arnab. That the fundamental politics of BJP is on divisiveness. And let me give you a couple of examples. And I'll go backwards in time. You've got 2013 rather, for the 2014 elections, you've got the Muzaffarnagar riots. There's sheer coincidence that they happened 3 months after Amit Shah was made the General Secretary.
You have nothing to say on the
UP.
manifesto. I thought we were discussing the manifesto, Deepak.
Allow me to finish. I'm trying to set the context here. 2012 elections in Gujarat also, they started out with good governance and they ended up on Sir Creek of Pakistan. 2007, they started with good governance, they ended up with Mia Musharraf. 2002, I don't need to mention it. Fundamentally, the politics of BJP starts with discussing and rhetoric about good governance and eventually ends up on communalism.